Hello students. Today we are going to continue with our grammar chapter, Adjectives. Students, today we are going to see what is attributive and predicative use of adjectives. In a sentence, adjective can be placed in the attributive place or in a predicative place. Let us see the example. A big black horse stood in the compound. So, horse, is a noun, and big and black, both of them are adjective of quality which are placed before this noun. In the second sentence, the same sentence has been written in a different way. The horse was big and black. So, horse is the noun or the subject of the sentence, and the predicate or the adjectives have been written at the back in the form of predicate of a sentence, like the horse was big and black. So the horse is subject and was big and black becomes predicate. In sentence 1, the adjective big and black are juxtaposed with the noun horse with which they go. So they are just placed near to the horse. In sentence 2, the adjectives big and black are not near the noun horse and help to form the predicate. When an adjective is juxtaposed with the noun with which it goes, as we normally see just before the noun, then it is said to be used attributively. So that use is an attributive use, as normally we use adjective of quality or any other adjective. While when an adjective is placed away from its noun and helps to form the predicate, it is said to be used predicatively, because this part of the adjective helps to make the predicate of a sentence, so it is said to be used as predicatively. Let's move on. Now remember one more thing, students. We can form adjectives from nouns, verb, or even one adjective can be formed from the other adjectives. Even in Hindi, you would have seen one form is changed into the other. So, let us see the first one, how many adjectives are formed from nouns. For example, boy is a noun. But to make the quality, we add ish and form boyish. Boyish nature. Care changes into careful. He is a careful person. Trouble changes into troublesome. This is a troublesome situation. Dirt changes into dirty. He has worn dirty clothes. So what kind of clothes? Dirty clothes. Pardon changes into pardonable. So he has committed a pardonable act. Courage changes into courageous. So he is a courageous man. Now see how adjectives are formed from verbs. For example, see the verbs tire. This is a verb. Talk. This is a verb. Cease means stop. This is also a verb. Move is also a verb. Changing this to adjectives, tire changes into tireless. He is a tireless person. He never gets tired. He is a talkative person. His work is ceaseless, or he is, that would become an adverb. So this work is ceaseless, or this is a ceaseless work. This is a movable joint. What kind of a joint it is? Movable joint. Let us see how one adjective can also be transformed into the another. Tragic is already, this situation is tragic is already an adjective, and we can change it into tragical. It was a tragical moment. Whole wheat changes into wholesome. This is a wholesome breakfast. Three changes into threefold, manyfold, etc. So he has worked manyfold times, or it would help him manyfold times, etc. Black changes into blackish, blackish color, whitish color. Sick changes into sickly. It was a sickly situation or attitude. Remember, adjective also has three forms according to the comparison we make. When we are not comparing anybody, whether it is a person or thing, we use the positive degree of adjective. When we are comparing two persons or two things, we have comparative degree. Comparison can only be done between two things. When we compare more than two things or persons, etc., we use the superlative degree. Suppose, first see the positive degree. He is a good boy. We have not done any comparison, but we have just stated his quality. Second, comparative degree. Then Ram is better than Sham. We have compared these two students. And third, Mohan is the best boy of the class. Here we have compared many students. So this becomes superlative degree, the best. Let us see various degree of comparisons. Now let us see the comparison of adjectives. See the first sentence. That man is rich. We have not compared him with anybody else. So we have used rich. Then, my uncle is richer than him. We have compared two persons. So rich in a positive degree changes into richer, which becomes comparative degree of adjective. Then, my father is the richest man in the town. There are many people, and among them, my father is the richest. So, this is the superlative degree. You can find ER in comparison, comparative degree, and EST in the superlative degree. Than is used in comparative degree, the is used in the superlative degree. It will be seen that adjectives change in form rich, richer, richest to show comparison. These three forms are called the three degree of comparisons, and we call them degree of comparisons. The simple form of the adjective is called the positive degree, as I have already explained to you. Where there is no comparison, it is positive degree, such as rich. The comparing two objects, and when comparing two objects and saying that one possesses a certain quality in a greater degree than the other, we use the comparative form of the adjective. We call richer the comparative degree of rich. When we say that a certain object possesses a quality in the greatest degree, that is the superlative degree of all, whether it is human beings or it is things that are being compared, we use the superlative form. Hence, the superlative form of the adjective is used when comparing more than two objects. We call richest the superlative degree of rich. Let us see a few examples. See the positive degree, the comparative degree, and the superlative degree. Tall is positive degree. He is a tall boy. Then we said that Ram is taller than Sham and Mohan is the tallest boy. So, short, shorter, shortest. Great, greater, greatest. You can see ER and EST. Bold, bolder, boldest. Young, younger, youngest. Noble, nobler, noblest. This is the noblest profession. So, the profession of a doctor is the noblest profession. Fine, finer, finest. Brave, braver, bravest. Large, larger, largest. There are some other examples also given in your book. The comparative degree is usually formed by adding ER to the positive degree. We have seen ER was added tall, taller, tallest. So ER and EST are added. When the positive ends in Y, see the example given above, heavy, heavier, heaviest. So when the positive ends in Y, preceded by a consonant, and you can see that this Y is preceding by a consonant, that is V, then Y is changed into I, and then it becomes IER and IEST. So heavy, where we can see Y preceded by a consonant, changes into IER and IEST. Y changes into I. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. When the positive is a word of one syllable means one stress. You can speak in one go. Example, big. Big you can just speak in one sound and ends in a single consonant, and G is a consonant in big, preceded by a short vowel, and this consonant is preceding by a vowel, that is I. Then what happens? The final consonant is doubled before ER and EST. In this situation, where it ends with a consonant and then previously it is a vowel, then we double the last consonant, that is BIGG, then we add ER, BIGG, then we add EST. So big, bigger, biggest. Most two-syllable adjectives, mainly adjectives ending in ed, ing, etc., and full, and all adjectives of three or more syllables. Now, those words which are long enough, which have more stresses, more sounds, more syllables, then in those cases, we are using all the adjectives of three and more syllables form their comparative degree and super degree by adding more and most before the positive form. For example, we can say that interesting, more interesting, most interesting, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. These are long words. Let us see this. Tired, more tired, most tired. Boring, more boring, most boring. Awful, more awful, most awful. Thoughtful, more thoughtful, most thoughtful. She is beautiful, then Sita is more beautiful than her, then you can say that Shama is the most beautiful. In this book is interesting. This book is more interesting than that. And Harry Potter or any other book is the most interesting of all the books I read. He is intelligent, then she is more intelligent than him, and you can give a name that this person is the most intelligent of all in the class. In this way, we can see various degrees of comparisons in terms of adjectives. Revise this much from your book, students, and then we are going to continue.